Hey, Picks and Parlay family, it's me, Detroit Lenny, here with another episode of the Bet Win Repeat Show. I apologize for being a couple minutes late. I didn't realize we were late, to be honest with you. I was reading some article about Jim Harbaugh and them lifting his suspension and whatever, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, we'll get into that in a few minutes here, though. I'm Detroit Lenny with Picks and Parlays. This is the Bet Win Repeat Show. We are here Monday through Friday, 1 o'clock Eastern. We're going to talk a whole lot of stuff here. We're going to bring in our guy Sean Higgs today. First, before we do that, got to remind everybody about the contest page, new weekly contest that started today on the Facebook page. If you're in the contest, go over there, facebook.com groups/Picks and Parlay contest. $100 cash prize, you get a t-shirt. And it's real simple. One pick a day, last man standing kind of thing. Minus 130. The rules are there. Go join the contest. We're trying to get as many people in there as possible. This contest is going away during football season. We're going to have a whole nother contest. So get in while you can. This contest will not last forever. Cuts are coming up on the monthly contest. Don't forget about that. Like, share, subscribe, ring that bell for notifications. I'm going to bring in our guest here, Mr. Sean Higgs. How we doing, Mr. Sean Higgs?
Oh, Lenny. I'm just like, yeah, I was like, so I was doing my show. It's like, I'm just trying to get back in the flow.
I saw the tail end when
Vegas for a week. I'm just trying to catch up. Like, it's
recover.
Yeah, and it's not like, I'm not like you. I'm not getting tuned up a little bit,
right?
At the bar. It's like I go out with Lenny. He's like, I'm just gonna have a drink. 8 hours later, Lenny's still hanging out. I'm just stopping by real fast, say hello.
Yeah, like I'm gonna stop by, have a couple beers. I gotta go. I got stuff to do. Yeah, Higgs left me at the bar, went and did an event, and then came back, and I was still there. And I just was hanging out and having a good time. I met a lot of cool dudes down there.
I was gonna say, because I was asking, I said I was hanging out at the
cool cats
Mega Bar in Circa. I said, come down. I said, I got something going on, and Tony George is gonna be there. So you met Tony George, and then I was telling him my show today. I said, hi, Tony ran into like Las Vegas Chris, and I follow Chris on Twitter, and you started talking about parlays, and I was thinking to myself, oh man, this guy's gonna chew Lenny up, and all of a sudden he gets into how he's a big parlay guy and he makes money and stuff like this. I'm like, what?
Yeah, all of a sudden he was like, yeah, we went right in there, and he's like, okay, I got it. Yeah, we talked a long time about.
I know you did. I was saying that. I'm like, I'm jealous. I would have loved to pick that guy's brain a little bit.
Man.
I would have liked to pick his brain a bit.
Of mad scientist, like he needs a lab coat, and I'm like, this guy gives me so much crap. I'm pointing to Higgs. I'm like, he gives me so much crap on my parlays and my teasers. He's like, no, we're making money. I'm like, it's like somebody get.
But he also said like 2-team or 3-team. He didn't say go crazy.
There's a parlay and there's a lottery ticket, and I feel like I parlay, and I don't do lottery tickets.
And the good thing is that conversation was early in the night, so you remember that conversation. That wasn't
late. There was a whole lot of conversations.
That was a good one, and of course we ran into our old guy Mitch out there.
From
the channel.
Shocked the hell out of me. Surprised me out of nowhere. He snuck up on me. But
he was out for the little bet bass thing. So I said I was going to see him because I never met him. Even worked with him on here going back to like 09, 2010, back in the day with those guys. So it was good to run into him.
I never met him
before.
I had a good time. I was like, that's why I called my wife. I'm like, yeah, come get me. It's time to go home. Like, she's like, you're not driving. I'm like, nah, it's better. I just come get my car.
No, it's 6 hours later. I was coming out like, I'll drop the kids off. I'll be back in an hour real fast. And then you start talking to me.
We landed on Tony Higgs too. She was
hanging out with Tony George the whole night. Higgs. And who else was there? Loshak?
Yeah, there was a lot of people there. It was a good time.
It was a regular who's who of not just capper side, but then you had real kind of pro kind of people there, like Las Vegas Chris was nice.
Oh yeah, I was a small fish in a big pond for sure. And I knew
I said that to the show. I said, so I just think there were 600 guys. I was like 599, 600 on the intelligence meter there with those cats.
That was a lot. It's a good time though. I'm glad we got to hang out a little bit and all that good stuff. And I wore my midday money shirt the other day.
I just threw yours. I got all my stuff and I came home. I got in. By the time I got in, it was like after 2. And I separated watch. I went to bed like 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up. It was after 12. And I was gonna wear it. I was looking because I was like folding stuff. I'm like, I'm just late today. I'm doing my show, and I had my mom. I said, Mom, I said, you got to come by. These guys are supposed to come between 9 and 1 for a window to replace a window. And I said, I know they're gonna show up the minute I start my show. And then I got my landscaper guy shows up like 10 minutes before I start the show.
It never
I like to
fails.
pay him and give him their Gatorades. And then they show up because I hear, and I heard like the doorbell through my thing or whatever. And then like halfway in, I get a little knock at the door, like, oh no, you know how my mom does. She's like, dun, 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 dun. Like she knocks like that, like
Yeah.
And then she opens up. She doesn't wait for me. She opens up. She comes in live. I'm like, oh, that's my mom behind me. And she just waves. And I'm like, well, you say hello, Ma. You're live. And she's like, all right. The guy wants to know if you're just gonna pay or how. I'm like, all right. I pulled out the video. I said, I'll be back in 5 minutes. I was like,
time
I'm
out.
like, where's Tim Earl when I need him? I'm like,
Yeah, right.
oh my goodness.
Good job, Tim. Good job. Good job. You had one.
It's just
job.
what it's like.
Yeah.
I had a dentist appointment today. I went in for my little. I go in quarterly for cleaning or whatever. So it was just anyway. Let's talk some baseball. People are like, all right, shut up already. You got any picks for today?
This guy.
Ken wants San Fran Rays.
Actually, I want to talk a lot. I want to go over baseball. I want to talk about football, and I want to talk about new college AP poll came out. And get your thoughts on that. But let's start in the MLB. San Francisco Rays. What you thinking here? What is this today?
I like the under.
Long damn day.
I put the under out today in midday money. Under 7.5.
I can get behind that. I'll tell you what. I don't have a whole lot in today's baseball at all. I'm on the Rangers under. I'm on the Rangers not to bat in the ninth.
There you go. What's that? What was that at?
Rangers, I got it last night at -120, and I seen it today at -130. So
all right,
need a little bit of movement. I've seen it last night. I saw as high as 145.
They're playing really well.
I saw that 120 through FanDuel. All full disclosure, and or not FanDuel, DraftKings, and I jumped all over it.
They're playing good. I put the under out at the end. I put out 3 unders today in midday money. Under Rangers 8.5, Seattle under 8, and San Fran under 7.5. I don't hate that Texas. I think Texas should win anyway. You know, they're playing really well. The Angels, I think, lost 11 of 15. They're kind of sputtering. I could see like a 4-1 kind of Texas win, something along those lines. No bottom 9 -120, 130. It's definitely worth it. Yeah, better than 175.
Yeah, exactly. So I got on that. And then I'm on actually I think I'm on another under, or I'm on the over in the A's and Cardinals game. And I'm on the under in the Mariners Royals, and that is it. Those are my 3 baseball plays I got. I didn't like a whole lot. It was a hard to find contest plays, like 2 really good contest plays for me today. And that was kind of it for me. What do you think about that? The A's and the Cardinals game. I mean, that's just a bum fight, but
yeah, listen, I don't love Mikolos, but it's St. Louis hitting a little better. Probably an over. Although I do like Sears.
That's where I went.
I do like Sears.
These guys, I don't know.
Someone mentioned run line today for the A's. Like take the 1.5. I mean, they're 27 and 32 on a run line, so it's not like it's a total shot in the dark. But it's -115. I mean, it's a low number.
Like obviously, when you're getting and juice. You know what I mean? I don't like to do that, but it's a small baseball split slate. Like, you know, sometimes no bet's the best bet. You ain't gotta bet them all. Not a lot of anything though for me. I mean, we could talk about Wanda Franker from the Rays.
Yeah, again, I'm not really loving the Rays in that spot because of that and how they'll respond as players. Like, oh boy, you're gonna get bombarded with questions.
Yeah,
you know.
And I mean, you know, the media tries to, you know, crucify somebody right away and all this stuff, and
here's the thing.
Social media.
He's what 2021. I mean, somebody brought up my chat like 14. Someone brought up my chat like in the DR line. Well, it's not really uncommon date like 15, 16, you're 17, 18. Like,
right?
Like if you're dating a girl in high school, you graduate, you're 18, she's 16 or 17. I get it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like it's a couple years difference. Like that. You see, like the photos they posted this chick. You know, she's driving. She has a baby, looks like maybe 1 or 2 years old. She's got drinking beer. She's at a club. Like, okay, so are you?
It's a different world. Not
But I mean,
everywhere
if
is
you're
like
at
the United States.
if you're getting into a club drinking, I'm thinking you're at least minimum 18. Or if you got a fake ID, how do you blame the guy if it finds out that he's 14 or 14 or 15? I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like, how is? Come on, bro. You're already misrepresenting. If I'm finding you in a bar, I'm thinking even if you have an idea, or maybe she's like 18, 19,
Right.
20. I mean, but it's listen, it's one of those
Bad
things like
spot. And I
you
think
defend a guy, you defend them, and you're like a sicko,
right.
but you can't raise the judgment. I mean, like
That's all. I just
and
want,
that's what
I
people
mean, it
do.
came out this morning or whatever. You don't want to, and everything on the media, everybody's all just the internet takes it and runs, and it's already meme central. And I just don't want. I won't listen. Who am I? I don't want to. It's one way or the other. I just don't want to. It's hard to pass. Until you get all the
Exactly.
facts.
So
You know
I'm
what I
like, what am I
mean?
gonna say?
Yes, judgment kind of thing.
If it's true, well, he'll be in jail and take about $120 million. If
Right.
it's false, what happens to the girl? Nothing. Nothing. And he's always labeled that for his whole career, for his
Yep.
whole life.
Yeah. So let's let everything come in as far as that. It's a either way, it's a disturbing situation.
Yeah.
If it's false, it's disturbing that someone could do that to somebody because that will follow him his whole career.
Yeah.
If it's true, that's disturbing on a whole nother level. And so it's just bad all the way around. But that is unfortunately
How
what
old is he?
everybody is talking about in the major leagues.
How old is Wander Franco?
He's 22, she's 14.
I mean, to say at least, let's say
Allegedly.
allegedly. I don't know. I don't know.
Allegedly.
It just
I know
that just
he's
sounds
22.
that just sounds so terrible. Like
Well, yeah.
I mean, like, did he meet? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah. The only thing makes this worse is Craigslist somehow.
but if that's the case, if she's 14 with like a 2-year-old, I mean, and she's in a
Right.
bar, how is that even possible?
What is going on? Maybe the bigger question is what the hell is going on in that part of the world? Like,
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I
listen, and people will probably get the comments or whatever. Like, if that's the case, like, maybe he's doing a favor dating her because he's taking care of somebody. I mean, like, I don't know many 13-year-olds who can take care of children. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if they have jobs. I mean, I know 30-year-olds who don't work. I know 30-year-olds who don't work. I don't know many 14-year-olds who have jobs to take care of themselves most of the child. You know what I'm saying? Like,
and a
but
baby.
again,
Right,
you bring that up, and all of a sudden you're like we'll get hate mail in here. But really, I mean, I don't. You're at a bar. Like there was pictures of him and her at a bar. She's out drinking.
Right. I mean,
Did she say I'm 14? I just have fake ID. How did he meet her? You know what I'm saying? Like whatever.
I don't know. It's crazy.
That's a whole nother show. That'll be a show when it's
pull him out of the dugout and everything, and now he's on leave. They agreed it was best for everybody involved, and you don't want to be. Also, the side you feel bad for everybody else in that dugout a little bit because that team, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place too, and now they got to go out there and they're expected to play against the San Francisco Giants, and Walker's on the mound, pretty decent pitcher. They're 34-26 at home. It's a tough spot for them.
Again, give me the under cross country flight. The good thing is that they're escaping Tampa, so they'll be on the road. But
yeah,
fair. I still take the under there.
But media spot, crazy. Let's talk a little NFL real quick. What did we learn from preseason week 1?
I learned nothing. Listen, I went 1-4 preseason week 1. I ended up. I finished the night with a great underplay on the Raiders. That somehow the Raiders scored. I give up 7 points, which I thought we'd get, but somehow LA's LA. I'm still thinking in LA. Las Vegas scores 20 in the second half. Like, really?
Yeah.
So I was wrong on that game. I had the Lions was the winner. I had Baltimore -3. Now, at 6, would I say, maybe I'll lean Philly there? But I took an early number thinking they're going to win a little bit, but that ended wrong for me there. But I can't say, what do I learn in these first? I said this last year, and somehow I came out with a good season last year. It's like 58% or 57% in preseason. And maybe it just took that extra year because when you lose a preseason game, it kind of pushes things up and changes the way things go.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, what we saw at 10 overs this weekend. Normally, a week one preseason should be like 3 overs. Like
Right,
it went
right, right.
10. You had 10 overs, not even counting like the Hall of Fame game. Not even involved in that one. So you had a lot of overs. And again, is it the way everybody's passing now, bad defenses, or is it now we only have basically 2 weeks to evaluate players, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking about doing a look at line show on Atlantic just because I want to look at some of these games. Like what I learned. I mean, it's week one, but it's you see some of these scores, you're like, what happened? Like, Fields is going to be a monster. The guy threw 2 screen passes. He threw 2 screen passes. And you look at about 55-yard pass. You're thinking he hit some guy, on a dime in step, and he just beat it. No, it was he threw the ball 2 yards behind the line of scrimmage and the guy took off. Like that's the kind of stuff where you got to look at going into the season. Like, he looked really good. He looked really good throwing 2 passes to his running back. Like he threw 2 screen passes that went for 100-some yards. Like,
Yeah. Well, it's the same thing you're going to say about the Lions. I mean, they had a 95-yard punt return for a touchdown.
Yeah.
That's not going to happen. Like if you rely on that to win the game, and that's you win the game by less than that. The Bears screwed me on an under. I thought that game was under for sure, and they screwed me on that. But I mean, I went 2-3. I went, so I wasn't horrible on it. And I don't even count the Lions. I split on them. I had them half. I had first half and whole game, so I won one, lost one.
I told you. I said I told you. I said when I saw it, I'm a little worried about my Lion bet. I have the Lions +3, and they're a trendy pick. And even in preseason, I don't know if it's come back to bite me. It was 13-3 at the half. And guys were like, "Hey man, second half preseason, you'll be fine." And sure enough, they pulled it out. But yeah, I'm gonna maybe reassess to some overs here in week 2, believe it or not, because week 3's cuts, and that's gonna be right because they only play 2 games or whatever, 3 games.
Right.
So that last game is the walkthrough game, and you see some adjustment on some of these totals now. They're all up closer to 40. They expect to see some offenses playing here. Browns and Philly. I mean, I can go over a 40 here.
Yeah.
I think Philly will come out kind of strong in the first half here. You might get maybe you get a little hurts. I don't know. It's again,
Right.
I think first, again, this is me just glancing over. I was away for the week and didn't really sit down yesterday, do a bunch of stuff. But watching the scores come across the board when I was at Circa, I'm like, you know what? A lot of overs. And again, I thought this would be more. I thought it'd take a while when you get rid of a game. It didn't really happen much last year. Now we see it. You got a year of not a year of a practice, but like of coach think that, and
Yeah.
it looks like in this game 1, they're going to say, hey, we got to evaluate guys because we lose a whole game. So we don't have 3 games to evaluate. We have 2.
Yeah,
So,
that's all you got.
And in game 2, you're gonna get your starters next game because they sit in game 3 because then they have 2 weeks off. This is where it's going to come important to start reading for the week. Like, are guys playing this week? Are the starters playing this week for a half? Or are they going to play next week for a half? Because they're off for another week. They ended this. They got rid of that week, so it's
right. They have a gap between the end
another
of
week off
preseason
between
and
regular
regular
season.
season.
Before it was
Right.
preseason final week, and then they started like the week later. Now you got a little gap. So are they going to play this week? Or are they going to play week 3 for a half?
Yeah. That's a big question. And I think there's a mindset too that you go into from a coaching standpoint, how you adjust after week 1. Are you 0-1, like you mentioned, or are you 1-0?
Yeah.
I think if you're 1-0, you maybe evaluate more the younger guys, those older, the third, the fourth, the bubble guys.
So I had Cleveland.
0-1,
yeah,
you want to get a win under you.
I had Cleveland on Friday, and I only had it because I bet them ahead of the Hall of Fame game, thinking the Jets are going to win this game. Cleveland's going to want to come out and get a win under their belt. Right. And it flip-flops. They come back, have a come-from-behind win, and it kind of changes the way things play out the next week.
Right. And, I mean, it's just how you evaluate, just how you're going into it. You know what I mean? Like, one thing I learned as a Lions fan, Nate Sudfeld should not be on our team. Please, for the love of God. First play of the game, It's the only play I saw live when it was actually like happening. And my son had a scrimmage and for high school football, and I had to go to that. It was like I saw that, and then I was like, oh, I gotta put my phone away. First throw of the game, pick. And I'm like, son of a bitch.
Well,
I'm like, what the
he's
hell?
consistent.
He
200
found out that our
yards,
running back could tackle. That was good.
200 yards and
So
2
he laid
interceptions.
that
He
dude
did a good
out.
job.
Our special teams could be decent. I mean, a guy broke that guy Martinez, I think his name is. He's fast.
I mean, but again, for next week, you're rolling out Sudfeld
and Teddy B. He's gonna start taking more reps. They announced today, as of today, so he'll get reps all week. They play on Saturday, and he'll get some reps on Saturday. I think Goff probably. I don't know if he plays much. Like, I mean, I don't know. I think it's Teddy B and him, and then you see Goff for the first half of the third game is what I would think. I don't know.
I mean, and then you see like a line like the Falcons are 5 over Cincinnati.
Yeah.
A wide receiver screen. I mean, seriously. I mean, like 50-yard screen passes.
Hey, he said, just leave his Bears down. Randy has a good point. I just bet the opposite in preseason compared to if it was regular season. Yeah, why in what world would the Falcons be -5 against the Bengals? With all
like
all
Trevor.
one.
See, again, though, you got a guy like Trevor Siemian who has like decent NFL experience. So, he's played on a bunch of teams. He's got some starts under his belt. Not that he's great. Right. I mean, he threw 18 touchdown passes and 10 interceptions on you with Denver. So people are like, oh, this guy's terrible. I mean, Saints, he threw 11 touchdowns and 3 interceptions in a season.
How about Jim Harbaugh keeping that streak alive?
Another win,
20-19 over the Eagles. And I just, at some point, like I didn't bet them because they were like -6 or something. It went like that.
Again. I had him at 3. At 6, I probably would have laid off. I'm not laying 6 in a preseason game.
Yeah, I was like, that's too much. And I'm not taking the money line there. That's too much. So I just, it's preseason. I just walked away.
I might take Washington in game 2 here, 4.5.
Who do they play?
They're playing the Ravens.
Oh, Monday night game. I mean, all right. So who are you going to get from Washington? Washington's got a lot of unanswered questions.
Am I getting Sam Howell the whole game?
Are you? I mean, because if you are, maybe. But I mean, to be honest,
I got Brissett. I mean, I'll take a half of Jacoby Brissett.
Huntley.
That's why you get like the Ravens. The Ravens quarterbacks are guys who all started because Lamar's been hurt, so they have starting experience.
And
that's why that's how you can pull away and win by double digits because they have guys who actually started NFL games going against third, fourth stringers.
But I don't think you get like a whole half of Sam Howell. You might get a quarter.
All right. I mean,
I think you get a lot of Jacoby Brissett, which you shouldn't be mad with.
Why would you be mad at Jacoby Brissett for a game versus backups?
Whatever, But
this guy started games for 4 teams. Jacoby Brissett.
Yeah. So I mean, don't be bad at that. So I mean, I don't know.
He has more touchdowns and interceptions in his career.
Yeah.
He's got what?
I don't.
48 touchdown passes, 23 interceptions. Not too bad. And he's got what? 3, 6, 10, 15 rushing touchdowns.
Yeah, and then you're going to get for Baltimore as far as running the ball. You got Gus Edwards. They're not going to run J.K. Dobbins. He's out. You got Edwards, Justin Hill, and then you got Melvin Gordon, the third.
Melvin Gordon.
I know, but he's on there. But so I mean, you got a pretty decent 2-3s, guys. One ain't playing, and that's cool. But I don't know. I might lay off of that. Let's talk a little college football. Tate's going to be real happy about this. Did you see the AP top 25 yet?
No.
All right,
Michigan's number 1.
Georgia's number 1.
All right.
With 60 of the 63 possible votes.
I mean, I get the whole reload and not rebuild. You're still busting in a new quarterback, right?
Yep. And then you got Michigan with 2 votes at number 2, and then Ohio State 3.
Again, Ohio State's another one with a new quarterback.
Yeah.
And again, this is preseason. I'm going to say they have to go play at Michigan, who they've lost to, what, 3 straight times or something?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, again, it's preseason. I think Michigan's going to be good. I got Michigan penciled into the playoffs. I think, you have Ohio State at home. You should be undefeated this season, you know?
Well, the logic from this guy for Michigan is just, insert Michigan hate comments, blah, blah, blah. Jimmy and I getting burgers after week 1. He's also the same guy that said Bears are undefeated, so clearly the bet is Super Bowl for $100. That's not the bet. For sure. I don't think. Listen, I think at the end of the year, Michigan's probably flirting.
Jesse.
For sure, Jesse, for sure. For sure. I mean, I'm just saying. But you're Thursday. Okay, calm down, killer. I got to build up to you.
I couldn't do Thursday, Jess. I told Lenny, I said Thursday my mom's got a doctor's appointment. I didn't know.
Can't be on
I gotta get her out of the hospital. So I said I gotta reschedule me. He's like, how about Monday?
Yeah. He's like, can I do like a different day? I'm like, all right, how about tomorrow? It works out. Out of this poll, they have Washington at 10, and I think Washington's gonna be my sleeper.
I like Penix.
I really do. USC as well. They got USC at 6. If Caleb Williams stays healthy, they're a top 3 team.
Yeah, that offense is really good.
They really are. So I think it's Georgia and then everybody else for sure. But I think USC is in the playoff hunt at the end of the year, pending obviously all.
I'll look for maybe a USC. I mean, they're laying 30 against San Jose to start the season, and you got to look at like the whole clock not stopping now kind of thing.
Yeah.
Some teams will want to keep pushing even more. USC again, are they going to want to push it against San Jose and be like, whatever, let's get a win under? Are they going to run it up here? Like maybe a first half bet here on Southern Cal.
I mean, I could see that. I would be more inclined to that.
They got because right after that they got Stanford at home. So that's you want to come out and beat Stanford pretty good. At Arizona State, at Colorado. I mean, you want to get your offense kind of going into that game, right? Even though Stanford's going to be like a 2-win team, but
that at Arizona State game is always a good game. At Notre Dame and Washington, I think are going to be their toughest.
Yeah, well, they got it's San Jose, Stanford, at Arizona State, at Colorado, home versus Arizona, at Notre Dame, and after the Notre Dame game, they get Utah at home. Now Utah's no walkover. So if Cam Rising is healthy, if Cam is healthy, that's going to be a good game. Like the question is his health. We'll see that in opening versus Florida State how he is. They're laying I think the line opened 8 or 9. It came down to 7 because of his injury concerns.
Right.
But that's a tricky spot for them coming home after Notre Dame because it's Notre Dame, and then all of a sudden you got it's Utah. Utah's a physical bunch.
Yeah. And then you got to go to Cal, which is always a physical game because
Cal's going to be approved.
Cal.
Then you got Washington, and then at Oregon. I mean, that's a tough little 4-game.
It's a tough 5-game stretch, to be honest with you. And it's all how that Notre Dame game goes because that's the start of that stretch. And if they play that game well and they are able to blow them out or just beat the shit out of them, I think then they come home and they don't overlook, but you can't overlook Utah. Like you said, you can't overlook Utah. Tate says Caleb Williams has to stay healthy. Defense needs to average under 63 points given up.
No, they'll give up. So they'll give up a little less.
They give up. You'll see some totals in the 70s for those games. My in-laws are big Notre Dame fans, and as much as I hate it, I think they will be hard to beat.
I want to take Navy here in week 1.
Oh, for sure.
Notre Dame's like, they're going to see a bunch of things. They're sightseeing. It's a nice little trip. Navy's going, we're going to work. You're getting 20.
I don't know if anybody realizes this. They're allowing military football athletics to bulk up more. Usually, like 10, 20 years.
Yeah.
The linemen have never, like, you're in the military. You have a certain, you can't get
You
too
have
big.
requirements.
Yeah, requirements, right? And now they're having an
Well,
exception to that with your Atlantic. So now you're going to see
listen,
real big linemen. You think they run the ball now?
not to get all crazy political here, but if the military
Right.
is going to allow all the other nonsense they have going on in there, let these dudes be freaking
Right.
men and put on some weight.
I mean, why not?
You know what I'm
Be
saying,
all
Lenny?
you
I
can
mean,
be.
like,
Be all you can be. Well, be beefer. Be bigger.
come on. They allow a bunch of other nonsense that they
Right.
waive requirements for things.
All
Why
right.
wouldn't you waive a requirement for sporting it?
I 100% like Navy plus the points. I really
It's
do.
20 points.
I mean, if you like Navy, don't you like the under?
I do like the
They
under,
kind of go hand in
although
hand.
it's ticked up though. So I
We'll see.
feel I don't know if that's Leo head fake from people because I know a couple of people have bet the over here already. I was out in Vegas. I'm like, really? I mean, I'm more of an under guy, especially overseas. Like
Right.
you're out, you're drinking, you're partying. I mean, they're sightseeing, whatever the case. But you know what I mean? It's like a
Yeah, right,
vacation.
right.
You're and ND's going to travel. You have family with you. You know, you're doing some things. Start out a little sloppy. This could be 31-14 still it's a win and it's an under, you know.
Yeah.
And who's gonna?
I
And
mean,
they're really gonna. Well, they didn't look good versus Navy. Well, you're playing freaking Ireland. Let's just
I
see.
w-
Let's
right.
see the next week when they're ready to play.
I mean, I really, really like the fact that I'll wait. And this is a particular game I won't bet early because I think I will get 21. I think I will get 21 points in this game. I think that line's going to tick up. I mean, you can get 20 and a half right now. I think we do see a 21. And if we do, that's when I'll take Navy. Because I don't think they get, they're not going to lose by 3 touchdowns. They won't get embarrassed.
Yeah.
But, but like you said, 31-14, I'm good with that. So, so that's that as far as that. I like USC though. I really do. I also like Washington to be a little bit of a sleeper. Their schedule's
You know
crazy.
what? How about taking Vandy over Hawaii here? And I wasn't going to really think about it because Hawaii at home is one thing. Not that I'm saying this the crazy fire there affected these guys, but
Right.
maybe they know somebody. And it's going to be a little weighing on them. Like how is that going to be like win one for the Gipper kind of guy? For all you know, these guys could have family members who've passed away.
Absolutely.
Again, am I going to bet on that game? I wasn't looking to bet it either way, but now you look at it like, wow, this could be an interesting kind of matchup here because I think Vandy's improved, and that's a long haul from Hawaii. To go to Vandy and
Yeah.
catch a couple scores here.
I don't have any play in that right now because that see for me when it gets like if it was emotional at home,
Yeah.
then I'm on Hawaii.
Yeah.
But they're emotional. It's an emotional game on the road. So now I'm like, I don't know. And I mean Vandy's good, but
I'll tell you,
I
I
don't
did
know if
take
they're I don't know if they're 3 touchdown good.
I took Miami, Ohio plus 17.5 here versus Miami U. The U, what did I get here? Where's Miami O? 17.5 against the Hurricanes. I'm missing. Yeah, I got a big cane thing in my back. This isn't 1986. This isn't 2000 Hurricanes. I don't think they should be laying 17.5. My concern is will the MAC just come in for a payday, or are they going to say, you know what, we're a pretty decent MAC team, and we're going to try to beat you guys here?
I think Miami's going to be okay this year.
I
think
mean,
they're going to be better than I like their I forget what their win total was, but I don't mind Miami. I think this is exactly what you just said. I think it's a Miami, Ohio looking for a payday, and it's kind of a cakewalk game. I see them covering the spread, but it's not. I mean, I think they could beat them by 2 touchdowns or 3 touchdowns, I should say. Because they're like 18, 17 and a half, I see. How do we feel about Central Michigan money line?
Central Michigan.
Against Michigan State. It's listen, I hate this game. I hate this game because it should be Michigan State, but I don't like Michigan State laying 2 touchdowns because it's 14.5. And I don't want to lay. I don't want to lay 2 touchdowns and a hook.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't want to do that. I want 13.5. Like, it'll be a teaser bet for me for Michigan State. It'll be on a teaser card because I'll get them under 10.
I'm seeing some 15s out there too, so it's moved.
Yeah. So
it's on its way up. So I see a 15.5 at Caesars.
Oh, cover says Caesars has 14.5. But
and again, it's a 15-point spread basically, and the totals come down a tick. It opened at 51. It's down to 49.5. Here's a 49 at Caesars. I mean, Caesars has a 49 and Circa has 50. You got to lean over, I guess. I mean, especially with I'm not high on Michigan State at all.
It's music to Tate's ears right there. Hey, I am taking ECU plus 34 points against Michigan. I don't care how good Michigan's going to be. They're not 34 points better than anybody. And they'll always
the thing, though.
Have that stick.
Do I want to lay 35? No. ECU's got a new quarterback, running backs, wide receivers, a whole new kind of show going in there.
Whole new.
Michigan might want to come out and be like, oh, so you took our coach, who cares? Watch us drop 60 here. Like, would you be shocked if this offense puts up 55 here?
They announced this morning they lifted his suspension. Now he's not suspended at all.
I mean,
how do you come to agreements in a plea deal and then they take it away? No, just go ahead. You can do whatever you want.
I mean, I can see him scoring 50 here. So what's the thing for me is, what is ECU scoring? Are they scoring 20 plus?
I don't think. Here's the thing. I think Michigan's offense will be really good this year. I don't think their defense is going to be good.
I don't know.
I don't want to say good. I think they'll be okay, but their offense is the star of that team, I think. And that's where that's at. But Michigan first half might be a good look, because they come out hot and heavy. State will be a teaser with Rutgers against Northwestern. Fair?
You're going to take Northwestern?
With
Did you
Rutgers.
say?
No, he's taking Rutgers against Northwestern in a teaser. So where's that at? Where
it should be like I think it was a touchdown. I mean, I'll take Rutgers at home there.
Yeah, just Rutgers, tease it down to close to under 3, so damn near money line. That's fair for me. I think Penn State's going to be good this year, speaking of the Big Ten. But week 1 there's always a lot of upsets.
Yeah, it's
David says Ohio State minus the 28.
Ohio State.
It's
28.
against Indiana. It's in Indiana.
I don't hate that. I'll lay with Ohio State.
Yeah, I don't hate it, but the only thing I hate out of that is it's in Indiana. But other than that, I don't.
Yeah, but Indiana's gonna be bad.
Yeah, horrible. Horrible.
Yeah, so.
All right, guys, listen, that's going to wrap it up for us on a Monday. Don't forget, if you're looking for Sean Higgs premium plays, head over to picksparlays.net. Use promo code MLB. Save you 20% off the entire site over there. Also, check them out, Midday Money. That's on noonish, right? Noon?
Eastern? Midday.
Yep, midday. Duh. So, it's Monday. What do you want me to tell you?
I'm with you. I'm like done. I just want to shave it, shower, lay down. I'm still eesh.
Go rest up, my friend. I'll see you on the next. I'll see you next Monday, or I'll see you some point during the week and videos and whatnot. Don't forget, Whip or Repeat is here Monday through Friday, 1:00 Eastern. I'm Detroit Lenny Picks and Parlays. Waiting for your picks, Mr. Sean Higgs. Good luck, unless you're against them.